purpose of this feature is to illustrate the foul and abominable actions taken by the German forces and one of their ranking scientific minds, Dr. Victor von Fries. Fries and his comrades have spent years studying the occult for the German forces. They seek artifacts and knowledge from the most arcane edges of the world in order to give their side of the war an edge in the conflict. Not much is known about the nature of their studies, but it is theorized that von Fries was subjugated and coerced into working for the Axis. Victor von Fries is an expert in the sciences, with a specific focus on ancient and holistic medical practices. Some say this gives him an edge in the study of the occult. The Allied forces have determined that putting a stop to his collusion with Germany is of the utmost importance.
There is nothing. There is everything. There is the cold.
That is not the answer to the question I asked, Victor. I'll ask it again. What can you tell me about your involvement with the occult studies you took part in?
Very well, Agent Pennyworth. If it is a story you want, then a story you shall get. I was but a young man when I was approached by the SS and the Ahnenerbe. I had just begun a scientific career full of promise. I had numerous findings published on ancient sciences and medical practices. I had drawn inferences between an ancient Egyptian deity and some practices that have carried over to modern day. The Ahnenerbe wanted my expertise and opinions on the artifacts and writings they were researching. I did not have much say in the matter. They threatened my wife Nora if I did not assist them.
Forgive me, but I'm having trouble finding sympathy for you. The research undertaken by your group was used as justification for possibly the most horrendous crime in all of history.
Do you wish me to continue or not?
Very well. Continue, Victor.
Indeed. Many of the artifacts and writings that my benefactors had found were nothing of great importance. Many were hoaxes, forgeries, or one thing mistaken for another. Nothing really mattered until Project Riser.
The infamous Project Razor. Some say arcane experiments took place there, things too horrible to even utter. Others think it was merely a staging ground of weapons or artifacts.
Speculations. The location of Project Riser was instrumental in our work. Our benefactors insisted that it be conducted in the Owl Mountains during the winter months. The geothermal element of our project was key.
And why is that?
Tell me, Agent Pennyworth, are you familiar with gods?
What you mean personally?
Don't be coy.
Yes, Victor. I'm familiar. Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, Odin, Thor.
No, not those gods. They are merely petty idols. False deities that are pale reflections of the truth. I speak of beings so grand and alien that their very presence can shatter minds, break wills, reduce the most intelligent to gibbering.
I have to admit, Victor, you've lost me.
Our project had to do with one of these beings, Agent Pennyworth. Liana Erber wanted us to find a way to tap into the power of one they had discovered in the Owl Mountains.
You found, God? What is that supposed to mean?
Frozen in the ice, maybe? Or dormant? Long asleep in the cold embrace of the frost? Either way, that is why the Ahnenerbe abducted me and pressed me into service. They wanted its power, no matter the cost.
Victor, I'm going to stop you there. This is completely absurd.
Absurd is exactly right. It is absurd how we grasp for control as a race. It is absurd how we perceive ourselves to be at the top of the food chain. It is absurd that we have built societies and armies and skyscrapers that reach to the heavens. Absurdity is the basis for collective humanity's existence. Agent Pennyworth.
All right. I'll humor you. So, you found a god. Who or what was it?
It is Deathwalker, god of the cold, the white silence, and lord of the winds. It is Windwalker, Avaloth, and Yeti. It is older than anything you or I have any business even trying to comprehend. And we tried to control its power.
What happened?
Wir müssen bei unserem Vorgehen sehr vorsichtig sein, Captain.
Erzähl mir nicht, was ich schon weiß, Wurm. Fortfahren.
Das Tor öffnet sich! Mein Gott! Was ist das für eine Kreatur? Alle raus! Ist das verläuft und wird uns alle töten!